Hi, everybody. It's episode 628 of PodQuest.
Hey.
It is Wednesday, August 26th, 2026. I'm Chris, with me, Struton.
Hello.
And Walnut.
It sounded like you had a little bit of trouble saying all that right then and there.
Yeah, August 26th, 2026. Didn't want to just roll off the tongue. And then and then for some reason in my head, I'm just like, wait, isn't today the 25th? And I had to look down at the clock in the corner just to make sure. But it is, in fact, the 26th. So there's that. I'm tired.
I hear you.
Yep. As I was just saying before we started, I was door dashing till almost 1 o'clock in the morning by accident yesterday. Well, Uber Eating, but same thing.
I like how you almost said Grubhub, and that also wasn't correct.
And that also wasn't correct. Well, see, the thing is, Grubhub is generally what I use.
Oh, okay.
And it's kind of what I was like wanting to do was Grubhub. But I've been on the wait list for Grubhub for like 2 months. There's just so many people delivering in the Cherry Hill area, which is what my area would be, that they're just not taking drivers in this area.
Oh.
Which kind of blows my mind because for a couple of hours from when I drove yesterday, it was from like 5 to midnight. And from 5 to like 7:30, I didn't get a break. Like I turned on my phone at it was like 5:30 when I turned my phone on, sitting in my house still, just putting my shoes on, waiting. Turned on my phone, and not even a minute goes by, and it's like, you got an order to pick up. Okay. I get to Home Depot, and I already have another order lined up. I'm like, how is it that DoorDash has too many people working it? But like, I'm swamped with Grub, with whatever, Uber Eats right now. Like, I'm swamped. I even got the names wrong there, but yeah.
We stopped using Uber Eats because they were so fucking unreliable.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of people use Uber Eats. And it's the good thing about Uber Eats and Uber in general, driving for Uber, is you could do both. You can drive or you can deliver, and you can run both at the same time. Now, I don't know how that works if you're like driving someone and get a delivery. Like, will it look at you for a delivery based on where you're going? I don't really know how that fully works. And to be honest, I'm not going to drive people. But like, most of the reason I'm using Uber Eats right now is because a friend of mine also does Uber Eats, and they gave me their referral. And so if I can get 85 deliveries by like mid-September, by the 24th of September, I will get a for sure $850, like, by doing those 85, and they will also get like an extra $250 for me doing it. So like, that's most of the reason why I'm doing Uber Eats. Uber Eats seemed to be pretty good, and like, I didn't have a problem with it. It ran well, except for some people just didn't tip, and that's annoying. The 10 bags of friggin' mulch, I apparently did not get tipped from that. Which
that is bullshit.
That's bullshit. 100%. That's bullshit.
Like I actually felt bad. So when I had to go to Denver for work, like, I Ubered to and from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to tip the guy who drove me from the airport until like the next day.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh man, that fuck. So like, and I only realized it because like I must have had like notifications turned off or something. So I didn't get that like notification when the ride was done saying like, hey, do you want to leave a tip? And so like the next day I actually went in and like did like the 5-star rating and then like tipped him more than I normally would have. Just as like a man, like, hopefully you don't think I was just a dick for not tipping you. Cause like, he was a good driver. Like,
yeah,
nice, like very friendly, like got me where I was going.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's the whole system is messed up as well. It's a pain in the ass, especially with Uber. I don't know how it goes with DoorDash and Grubhub, but like, with this like little incentive that I have, I need an over 30% acceptance rate. So, which like, that shouldn't be hard to get. If out of 85, like, if you take 100 orders and you cancel 30 of, or if you're sent 100 orders and you only take 30 of them, that's a 30% approval. Like, it should not be hard to get a 30% or higher approval rate, but like, or acceptance rate, but like, it's still like, if you're not accepting that many, they're gonna send you less, and you're not going to be higher up in the totem pole of who they're going to send them to and stuff as well. So it's like, it can be a big pain in the ass, the fact that just I need to take this because I need my acceptance rate to be high. But I'm in the middle of delivering another order, and I can't really. I'm driving at the moment. I cannot fully review the order that it's giving me. So like I kind of just have to take it or decline it and hope I get something good afterwards. And it's a not great system, but it like for working 6 hours I made about $100. So it's not awesome, but it's not bad. Like take 30 of that, 40 of that out for gas, I still made $60, which sucks because then it's only $10 an hour. But that I still have enough gas to drive on Friday if I decide to. So like that's not my full tank. That wasn't just one tank of gas. That'll be for everything. So yeah, it's just it's a thing that like just kind of got to do, and hopefully not take it too seriously. Hopefully it's not your full-time job.
Yeah, exactly. But what's on the agenda?
On the agenda, Cobb, you went to Anime NYC. We all should have watched Days of Thunder. I started playing through Jedi Fallen Order again for the second time.
I was gonna say I thought you played that like you finished that once before.
I did, and I did it on stream. However, I recently got both Fallen Order and Survivor on Steam on a very good discount earlier this year, and I'm like, I want to play Survivor, so I'm just going to play through them both since I have them both anyway. So that's what we're doing. And then I also played the board game Blood Rage, but I did the virtual version, but still I played it. And then yeah, Cobb, you're going to talk more Final Fantasy with Final Fantasy 3.
Yeah, I'm making my way.
You're making your way. Don't you do this like once every like 3 or 4 years? You just play through all the Final Fantasies?
No, I've never played 1 through 3 or 5.
Could have swore we've talked about all the Final Fantasies with you.
I've played 7, 8, and 9 a couple of times, so I've definitely talked about those, especially when they did the re-releases. 6, 7 years ago?
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 through 3 I never played. 5 I never played. 6 I've just never finished. I've started 6 and gotten to the World of Ruin more than once, and that's about it. 4 I've played multiple times. This most recent time I played it was the first time in a long time that I beat it. I hadn't beaten it since probably the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
And then 7, 8, and 9 I've done a few times. 10 I actually haven't played since God, I don't even know. I do have a copy for PS4, or maybe it was it was Vita. I have now I don't remember. I have a copy for some console of the Final Fantasy X 10-2 remaster that they did a decade ago. I honestly can't remember now if it was Vita or PS4. It might actually be PS3. You know what? I think it was PS3 because I think it actually, my original 40 gig PS3, the one that was fully backwards compatible, it died with that game inside of it. And I actually had to take the console apart and take the disc drive apart to get the game out. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. Like I put it all back together afterwards, but it was a pain in the ass. And then 11's 11, we all played some of that. I never finished 12. I got to a certain point in 12 and just was not enjoying it. And I had there's a point in that game. So it's based in the same world as Tactics. And you get to a point where there's a boss fight against one of the judges. And I got there drastically under leveled and had nowhere to go to level up. So I legitimately could not beat the boss. And I'm just like, okay, well, fuck it. I'm not starting this game over. It wasn't fun to get here. And I just never went back to it. And then 13, I played all but 13.3. And 14 we all played. 15 I played. 16 I didn't like and dropped it after 4 hours.
Yeah. 16 I thought I liked the story of 16. I just wish that I wish the combat was more varied.
Yeah, the gameplay was incredibly boring, and I couldn't keep doing that for another 50 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, the story wasn't very good. As far as I got into it either. It was honestly pretty fucking dull.
You didn't get far enough into it. It got really good.
But it was so dull at the beginning, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. That's the show.
Yep.
All right.
Anime NYC Cup. How was it? How was it this year?
I enjoy that convention. So we didn't go last year because we had just moved.
Yeah.
So took a year off, went back. It's a good one. Got super lucky that the weather wasn't absolute horseshit this weekend. Because if it had been 100 degrees, I would have been fucking miserable.
I believe it.
Convention center is always kind of warm regardless. But like it was actually a pleasant walk from like the train to the convention center and back. Saturday and Sunday. I will say I feel like this was the case 2 years ago too. I think they've hit the point now where they really need to separate like the expo floor and artist alley into like two different areas, the way New York Comic Con does. Early on, or the artist alley was in a separate part of the convention center. It was like in this weird room upstairs that was like a T-shaped room. But those were the years where they didn't have the full expo floor either. They just had like a section of the expo floor. Now they have the whole thing just like New York Comic Con does, and they use the entire convention center because like in the halls downstairs, you've got like the gaming and autographs and panel rooms and all that. But like New York Comic Con does that too. And one of those halls is just dedicated to Artist Alley. The way Anime NYC does it is like they have their like traditional like row 100 through like 2500 or like however it works, where that's the expo and that's from like one side all the way to the other. But then at the back, they start like A through Z, and then they have a couple like AA, AB, AC, AD rows that basically just run the back of the room. And it's like 2 rows of like, let's say like 8 booths each. So like there's a lot of Artist Alley there. And I feel like if they just move them downstairs and then let the expo floor stretch out, it would just be a little bit more comfortable. And like they have the space, like fucking use it. Don't have just like big empty areas of the convention center if you're gonna have that many people there, you know?
True. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess it raises it like, are they already using those downstairs areas for anything else?
So like I said, one of them is panel rooms. One of them is autographing. One of them is gaming, I believe. But there's like 4 or 5 like big halls downstairs, and they're definitely not using all of them.
There might just be a general cost to each of the rooms and utilizing each of the rooms that may.
Because like they don't block them off or anything. People just loiter in them for that, and it's not like using like. I'm not saying they use a meeting room. I'm talking about like they have like just the big empty halls downstairs.
I get you, but I mean these places they can't stop you from going somewhere that isn't being used unless they close the doors. But they will charge the people who are using the facility to use more of the facility when in situations like this. So it
just seems like they're using the full facility. They're just not setting up in the full facility. Maybe
it's just like I don't know their contract and schedule and everything and how the Javits Center does it. So
because it's not like at one point, like I think the first couple of years, you couldn't get to the whole convention center. Like they did actually have parts of it blocked off. I forget if there was something else going on the same weekend or not. But now like the whole thing is just open. It is just Anime NYC. All 3 entrances into the building are for Anime NYC attendees.
Mm-hmm.
So it just seems silly not to like leverage a little bit more of it, and like give people a little space to actually get around and see things.
Yeah.
But like overall, like it is still easier to get around and see things there than it is at New York Comic Con.
Mm-hmm.
Like even with that place being pretty crowded, it's not a miserable crowd the way it is at New York Comic Con, where you can't even go up to booths to look at things.
Yeah.
But like still like I enjoy it. That's like a very minor complaint. A lot of cool stuff. Didn't really buy much. I bought I bought a manga that's just called Doggo, and it's about a talking dog.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read it yet. I also saw they had do you guys remember like years ago for book club we watched an anime called Madoka? It was like the weird trippy magical girl show.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they had 2 omnibuses of that full series, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy these 2 because that was such a weird, twisted show that like, why not?
Yeah.
But then like Erica bought a like a desk mat that was Umbreon that was really cool looking for her work desk, and she got like a little pop socket that was Totoro, a handful of other things. A lot of cool stuff in Artist Alley, especially like it. Mm-hmm. I've noticed that at like a lot of conventions, it's not just prints of like it's basically not just fan art prints anymore. People are doing a lot of different craft things. This year was especially like a lot of acrylics, like people doing like the resin stuff and things like that. So like tons of keychains and pins and things. But also stuff like desk mats and tote bags, shirts and hats and things. Like they're they're branching out a little bit more in Artist Alley, which is cool. And then there was a VTuber concert, which was weird. Like on the show floor. I don't get VTubers. Like I know what they are. Like I get that part of it, but I just don't get like why. And like there was a huge crowd around this booth with like those like not glow sticks, but like those like the things that have a handle that also glow, like a little flashlight topper thing, and they'll like change colors and all. And like they handed them out to this huge crowd of people who's just sitting there like cheering as these like VTuber avatars sing songs. And I'm like, this is cool. Like I'm glad they're having fun, but also this is weird for just like middle of the expo floor.
It is strange to have that on the middle of the expo floor and not just in its own specific like room or like like panel room, like main stage type of situation. That's awkward because like that takes up so much space.
Yeah, and luckily it was like the very front by like the biggest entrance. So like it wasn't really blocking things. Like they at least did a good job with like how that booth was laid out. You could definitely get around it without it being a problem. But it was a lot of people, and it's like, what the fuck is going on here? There was also there was a surprising amount of people with free samples of coffee and other like beverages. Like there were at least 3 different booths selling coffee that you could sample the coffee. One of them was actually also selling like drinks, like they will make you like a coffee drink there, as well as like their like coffee beans that you could buy. And there was one, I actually don't remember the name of the trading card game, but like this was just one of those weird things that you'd only see at an anime convention. So it was definitely some sort of trading card game where the trading cards were definitely just like scantily dressed anime girls.
Okay.
And they were selling that. But then on one side of the booth, they had like those giant like punch bowl things with like the little like spouts on it where you just kind of like pull the spout to like fill a cup. So they were like closed. Selling just like, and they're not even selling it. They just had like little cups there for you to just like get a drink if you wanted it. I'm like, this is fucking weird. And they had like 4 different flavors, but they were, as far as I could tell, they were not selling like drink mixes or anything. It wasn't like they weren't selling like gamer fuel or something. The only other thing they were selling there were like tumblers. So it was like their trading card game and tumblers with the anime girls on it. And then just free samples of some sort of juice.
Interesting. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, and like it had enough people around that I couldn't like stop to figure out why. But it was just very like, what is going on here? But yeah, like I enjoy that one. One thing I was thinking about, like actually on the train up there, I feel like, and I don't know if like other anime conventions are different, because this is the only one that I've been to in the last decade. But like I remember like Katsucon and Otakon, especially, like they had like the big expo floor, they had panels, like they had all that stuff, but they also had all those rooms where they were just doing like video viewings. Like they would just have like different series and movies just playing all weekend. And like Anime NYC doesn't do that at all. Like they'll have a few like premieres. Like I think it was 2 years ago they had like a Chainsaw Man premiere.
Yeah, that was New York.
Was that New York? I know this year they had a Detective Conan English dub movie premiere. But like they don't just have like rooms where you can go like just sit down and like watch a random fucking anime the way you could at like Otakon and Katsucon. And like I don't know if that's a thing that they just don't do anymore because like Crunchyroll is a thing, Netflix is a thing, or if it's just like this convention doesn't do it.
I would probably venture a guess that it's just that convention. Just on the idea that it's a much bigger, so probably a much bigger and more populated convention that like they're not going to use the time to get volunteers to just play videos. No one's going to go to those.
Actually, I'm looking just to see what the attendance has been compared to like Otakons and stuff like that. Attendance. All right. So holy shit. So last year, 2025, 148,000 people over the 3 days. And they actually, while I'm looking up the Otakon numbers, they actually, I noticed this year, and again, I don't know if they did this last year, they've extended it to a Thursday now. So they first night is Thursday. They're open like 4 to 8 on Thursday. And then it's 10 a.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Prior to that, every year that I'd been prior, Friday they actually didn't start till like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. So like there were a couple of years where I didn't catch that, and I forgot between years where I would get there and the show wouldn't be open yet. But because I at least the 1 year I actually did this, because I had the press badge, I just walked onto the floor, and no one said anything to me. So also Otakon, 2026's Otakon had 47,000. So literally New York Anime NYC had 100,000 more people.
Yeah, so like the Otakon, although it's like probably it was at least back in the day, the more prominent and more widely known convention along the East Coast, and it was the convention that people would go to on the East Coast. It's not, I mean, it's in Baltimore is one thing. Like,
no, it's in Washington.
Even worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's in Washington. It's not really, not saying Washington isn't a big city, but like it's not in like a tour. That's false. It's Washington's tour, but like you know what I'm saying though. Like it's in a spot that's like inconvenient, incredibly inconvenient. With bad transportation and things like that as well. And it's just like, yeah, it makes sense that like that's what they've always been doing, but they've been around since what, the 90s. And I guess in the 90s, a convention was just going and watching anime, whereas like it's evolved. Whereas Anime NYC didn't start till the early 2010s.
No, Anime NYC is actually even newer than that.
Yeah, exactly. Though, like it was New York Anime Fest and Comic Con initially, and then
like they stopped doing the Anime Fest for a long time.
Yeah,
Anime NYC actually didn't start till 2017 was the first year.
Yeah, so it's like their model is probably being based further on a Comic-Con type model and less on a normal smaller anime convention model. But yeah, it's really, I feel like maybe people just don't want to sit around. I wouldn't, if I went to Otakon this year even, I wouldn't spend the money it takes to go to Otakon to sit there and watch anime.
But so like here's my thing. I'm not saying that's like what I would be looking for, but at the same time, like especially if you're traveling for it, like that, if you have like a 3-day 4-day pass, there's only so many times you can like wander the expo floor, and like for me at least, like I looked at all the panels Saturday and Sunday, there really weren't many panels I was interested in, because a lot of them are, at least Anime NYC, most of their panels are cosplay related, and I just don't give a shit about cosplay. That's me, and I know there are plenty of other people that don't too. Like there are lots of people that don't want to go learn about cosplay. But like it would be cool to have like, and it doesn't have to be like Otakon where it was like just 30 rooms playing different shit all day. But like having that like, okay, like the fall Anime NYC is sponsored by Crunchyroll. Having like just a series of like, hey, here's the first 2 episodes of the new fall anime, and like doing like an episode or 2 of like a bunch of the new shows that are like getting ready to start. I think that would just be a cool thing for it to have.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the other thing is, Otakon's was all fan run. Otakon was never spoiled. It's all fan run. They were fan dubs, things like that. Whereas, like for Crunchyroll, why will they let people see these for free when they could sell tickets, or when they could sell not tickets, but they could sell subscription?
Well, and that's the thing. You let them see the first episode to get them to then subscribe if they're not already.
Yeah,
it's drug selling mechanics. You give them the first taste for free to keep them coming back.
And also, to be honest, most people that are at this convention probably already have a Crunchyroll subscription.
Oh yeah, or they're just pirating it. Like
yeah.
But a couple other like small things that I saw that I like little convention things that I actually thought were like was nice. Outside of the Javits Center, they had a sign set up letting people know like don't accept rides from strangers. Which I thought was good because people will, like, people that are like Uber drivers and stuff like that, if they see you waiting for a car, they just hang out there and try and get you to just get into their car and Venmo them money instead of going through like Uber and Lyft. But then like you're kind of at their mercy too. Like who knows what they're going to do. And then on their app and their website, they have like an FAQ section. And one of the things like at the very top was like this big red box that was basically like, hey, we're happening in New York City, one of the best cities in the world. But that doesn't mean that it's always the safest city in the world. And when you leave the convention center, don't take things from strangers. There are going to be people standing outside trying to hand you things. Those are not free. They want money for them. Just ignore them. What they're doing, and it was more detailed than that, but it was basically saying like they're not doing anything illegal. We can't have them banned or like kicked off because they're on the public street. But just ignore them. We live here and do it all the time. It's not rude. Just ignore them. I thought that was actually that was cool because again, we just saw like last year there were 150,000 people there. Those people aren't all from like the tri-state area. Not everybody there is from, New York, Philadelphia, right-ish spots. There are absolutely people that came from like the Midwest who don't fucking know how to behave in a city and would like take the weird beads from people or take the shitty CDs from the guys that are trying to like force CDs onto you. Like I literally like one of them did that once to me, and I like talked to him. I'm like, dude, I don't even have a CD player. Like, what fucking good is this?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'll give you a Spotify code. I'm like, well, if you're on Spotify, what's your fucking name? I'll just look you up. And he just looks at me. He's like, no, you got to buy it. I'm like, no, I don't, man. Like he wasn't like mean or anything like that. But like I was actually like trying to figure out like what the fuck do you think is going to happen? Like I don't have a CD player, and like, do I look like I'm listening to the type of music that you're trying to get me to listen to?
Right.
Like at least play to your audience, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, just overall, like it's a good time. I like that one a lot. Even though it's like I don't watch a ton of anime anymore, but like it's a fun convention to go to. And like you do see stuff like you see enough like prints for things and people cosplaying different characters that it does make you like look stuff up. That it's like, oh, like this seems really popular right now. I wonder what this is. But yeah, that's Anime NYC.
Nice.
It's a good time.
Like a good time.
It was.
I wonder if you guys. I have to go through the pictures that Erica was posting to see if you guys saw my buddy or not.
I don't know.
He was dressed as somebody from One Piece, and he has big red hands, and he's wearing all red.
Big red. Would it be Frankie?
I have no.
So she didn't really take pictures of any cosplayers. She was only there with me on Sunday and did like Artist Alley.
So then I don't even think you would have seen him. I think he was only there Saturday.
Yeah, and I never take pictures of the cosplayers. Like nothing against them. Like some of the cosplays are incredible. I just don't really give a shit. Like it's not my thing. And like I'm not gonna stop somebody to take a picture that like I don't need. Because why? But anyway,
because you run a nerd website that has an Instagram and other things, and you can share really cool things that you see there.
Yeah, but I don't know how to use Instagram.
You take a picture and post it.
I actually don't even have the app.
You can send it to your wife or me or download it. It's not hard. You're making excuses.
Yeah, that's because I don't want Instagram. But she actually takes pictures of cosplayers. It's just we did not realize this going in. Our drive there, just because it's weird to get to Hamilton now. It's like an hour to get there instead of like 40 minutes. Which means like it takes us almost 2.5-3 hours to get there and back, or to get there like 2.5 to 3 hours each way. So we ended up having to leave we had to leave the convention at like 1:30 to get to the train station by 2 to get like the 2:00 train home, so that we would get home by 3:30 or get back to Hamilton by 3:30, so that we would be home by 4:30 to take care of the dogs. So that was a bummer, like having to leave so early, but it happens. But
yeah.
What did you guys think of Days of Thunder?
It's a very early 90s movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Was Robert Duvall ever young?
Right?
No. He's like Morgan Freeman. He's never been young. Never.
I mean, he's dead now, but like,
yeah.
I don't know that. Like,
I mean, does that mean he's still not young? Like, he's still not young, even though he's dead. Like,
Oh wow! So I actually just looked up. He was 95 when he died in February.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but
So
But,
that would have
like,
made him in his 50s.
yeah, it's one of those like looking at it because he was just in that we watched a movie with him in it not too long ago. The Judge with Robert Downey Jr.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, he seems just as old in that, and that was 30 years fucking later.
Yeah, he looks the same. He looks the
yeah,
same.
pretty much.
I will say, what a cast.
Yeah.
What a cast. Like, I didn't look at the cast list, but like, yeah, you have Tom Cruise, Robert Duvall, Michael Rooker, friggin' what's his name? That's in all the Will Ferrell movies as well.
Oh, John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly, that's it. He's actually not in all. He's just in the one racing movie.
And Step Brothers.
And all right, so two. I can't remember the rest of the cast, but like it was a pretty. I honestly don't recall anything else that she's been in. Like I honestly don't really know who she is. She was obviously the female lead, but
Nicole Kidman.
Was that Nicole Kidman? I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the movie where Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
He's the fucking Princess Bride and Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, I've never seen Robin Hood Men in Tights, and I've seen Princess Bride once.
I missed. Who are you talking about right now?
Carrie Elwes.
Hey, Rich, didn't you watch Psych? Didn't you, Rich?
Yes.
He's the reoccurring cat burglar that they like becomes friends with that keeps tricking them throughout the like entire series.
You have to remember that these are 20 years apart from each other.
I know. No, I'm telling you who he is. Like I'm giving you like a reference point for him.
And you also have to remember that I haven't watched Psych in about 10 years.
Well, why not? It's a fantastic show.
When was the last time you watched Psych?
Less than 10 years ago, actually.
Probably me too, but I've watched it once.
To be fair, though, you watch shows.
I know
on more like you rewatch shows more often than I do.
It also wasn't. After I watched it, it left Netflix and was not available for the longest time.
Oh, I didn't realize that because I know it's on like Peacock now or something like that.
It's on Peacock now, and I don't know when it went to Peacock, but it wasn't even on Peacock for a long time.
Because I know that's where all the movies are too. Because they've done 3 movies, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did the one movie with John Cena. They did.
Psych didn't go to Peacock until 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Didn't realize it was that long ago.
Yeah.
Or that recent, I guess I should say.
And part of the reason why I haven't rewatched it is because I haven't had it on as background is because I want to give it a true rewatch before I put it on as background because it's been so long since I've watched it.
That's that's fair. And it's so, and when I say I've rewatched it, like there was some random channel was like playing it on a marathon for like a week, and I just had it on. So like more or less saw the whole series over the course of like a week, but like wasn't just watching it start to finish.
Yeah.
But yeah, Days of Thunder.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was fine. I thought it was generally okay. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say it was incredible. I'm not going to say it was terrible. I did watch it on what was it, fucking Pluto TV or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if some stuff might have been cut out or whatever. But overall, it was a fine movie. Fairly inoffensive. I do like some of the camera work they did while they were in the cars were really good. Especially when after his accident, but before the midpoint of Daytona, anytime he was racing in the cars, the camera was incredibly more shaky than it was at any other time. Kind of showing that he is very not happy and scared, basically. And it wasn't until the wreck in Daytona at the end of the movie where he makes it through the wreck and the camera kind of it still is a little shaky but wasn't as intense, and it's him settling in and being I got this, and remembering how I thought that was at least to me what it seemed like really good touch on showing his sort of state. I don't know if you guys recognize that at all or noticed that.
I did not.
I did not, but if that is a thing, yeah, that actually probably is good, cinematography there.
Yeah, the camera was very shaky when they were in cars, but it felt more shaky during those times after the crash. The crash was wild. I was holy shit! I reacted oh fuck! when seeing that. Like, obviously that was all practical. I'm curious as to how they did that crash.
Yeah,
But
especially like back then.
yeah, it was. But like, yeah, I thought it was good. Just very very 90s campy with like the friggin' the Nicole Kidman, the doctor doesn't want to be there. Like he basically kidnaps her. Like, even though it was very quick, he basically kidnaps her to chase a guy down who was being an asshole, but he was also being an asshole. And then she's like, I don't want to be around you, whatever. They break up, and then just magically, she's like, oh, we're fine now. Because you went and saw your friend and talked him into getting surgery. We're fine now. And it was just very suspicious. Like, right, very kind of like what is it? Like I don't know, unmotivated writing. And then the whole sequence with the like they don't even touch on it. It's just like right at the beginning of the race of Daytona where it's like, what's going on with the engine? Oh, well, we had to swap it out. Well, why? Well, somebody left metal shavings in our gas lines or whatever. Well, where did we get the new engine? We stole it. And then what was that? Is that Randy Quaid? That was, Randy Quaid was just like looking at him like with a suspicious look. Like, it didn't really like, to me it was like, oh, they stole it from him, when it was like, did they steal it from him or did he give it to them? Like, they didn't touch on that at all. It just was like in the race it was there. It like, and then he was helping them push and he was like, that's my engine, I can do whatever I want.
But right before that, he has that thing where he's like, are they out of the race yet? Like, it sounded like he wanted them out of the race, and then he's like helping them.
Yeah, it was like the weirdest bit of like rivalry, but like opposite rivalry. Not opposite, right? But like, it was a strange bit of rivalry that it wasn't fully rivalry. Like, it didn't really make sense, that feeling of that situation. Like, it would have made more sense if like the way he delivered the "Are they still in the race?" was a little bit more of a concern and less of a like douchey way. Because that's like how he delivered it. And obviously you've got engines running, everything's loud. It's going to be hard to portray. Like, oh, are they still in? Do they have time? Which for NASCAR stock car racing, they still would have been in the race even if the car passed them. They just would have been a lap behind. Which yes, you're basically out at that point because it's very hard to make up that lap.
So, but, Rich, you used to watch like race cars, right?
A little bit.
And Drew, I think you do too. Like, not just F1.
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch NASCAR that much anymore, but like I occasionally eye on what's going on there.
Right. I don't understand how it works. So they have to take pit stops occasionally.
Yes.
Huh.
How do they know what place they're in to fight for a place if they have to pull over sometimes?
So, I mean, they're at the NASCAR tracks. There's usually a big tower that is tracking the positions, and like there is a official like NASCAR or whatever this is happening, like scorekeeper. I don't know what they call them, but there are spotters that are like, okay, this car is in this place, etc., and going all the way down and tracking people pass and whatever.
So, Cobb, 90% of NASCAR races are an oval, and most of the times the pack doesn't get too big. So, if you're in first, you're in front of everybody. There's literally no one in front of you.
No, I get that.
The line is just that long.
But like, if you pull in for a pit stop, obviously everyone's getting ahead of you while you're getting your tires and gas and shit, and then you come back out.
You're all the way in the back.
Yeah, so like you just have to lose your space and you have to catch back up.
Yeah. That's why a lot of teams will try not to do pit stops, except for maybe during cautions and things like that. Rolling cautions are the best times to do a pit stop because you can go in and everyone's going slow. You're not going, like, everyone's going to go in, and generally during a rolling caution, you do get to hold your spot when you go into the pit and come out. What I mean by rolling caution is the cars continue to go because there are red cautions which stop everything. So it's same with F1, same with everything. If you need to pit, you pit, you lose every spot. That's why he said I was in first and then I took a pit and now I am in third.
But it's like, how did he get to third?
Because
he should have been in last.
everyone else went in beside him, but also if everyone goes in and then some people get out before him, and then he gets out after them, like you are not allowed to race within pit lane, and pit lane has a speed limit. So if your team is faster in the pit than somebody else and you get onto the main run of pit lane, you are more likely, and you get done first, you're more likely going to be first, unless you're at the back of the pack when you get done and somebody in the front gets done before you get past them. So you're not allowed to race and drive fast in pit lane. So generally, in the timing that it takes for you to get in there is probably going to be the position that you are in when you go in there. So if no one else went in there when you do, if someone doesn't go in there when you do during a caution, they're going to be ahead of you.
Or like what happened to Cole in that one race. His pit stop went bad because the tire gun broke, and they had to swap out. So that cost him time, and 2 cars got out before he did.
Or somebody has like a bad park, which is straight up illegal in NASCAR, but like that was movie drama right there. But I mean, it could happen that somebody has a bad park getting into the pit, because those pit lanes are not big. They're probably about twice the size of the car, but you have to get into the middle of it. And like that may seem pretty big, but like there's not a lot of space for the car in front of you and car behind you with how big. And it might be like 1.5 times the size of the car. I don't really know. But they're not big lanes. They're not big pit zones.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that stuff's just weird. Like it's just a weird thing to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's straight up. It's a race. It's whatever your position is. Like if you're racing a marathon and you stop to drink more water than somebody who's running and drinking, you lose the position of everyone that goes in front of you.
But yeah, and there's strategy to that, because like Walnut said, you generally don't want to pit when it's a green flag.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone, you're going to run out of, in NASCAR, you're going to run out of gas in all racing, because like Formula One, they don't allow the cars to fuel, so you're never worried about the fuel in F1. But your tires degrade, and there are times where my tires are now all worn out, and the car's now super loose. I need new tires. I live with these tires another 2 laps and hope a caution happens. Do we want to come in now before the tires get too bad and have more time on the new tires before people get out, and try to build our lead before our tires start to wear out, before the cars came in after us run out? Like that's all part of the strategy of auto race.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's silly. Cars are silly, guys.
I don't disagree with that.
I mean, that's also why I'm pretty sure in F1 racing they now only have 1 lug nut per tire. I think is it just NASCAR, middle nut?
Yep, NASCARs are the same way now too.
Our NASCAR's 1 nut now too.
That changed last year or the year before, but very, very recent.
But that's not stock anymore. Like, isn't the point of stock car racing to be like mostly stock? Like, wouldn't it be stock to be a 5 nut tire?
While yes, that is technically what stock car is supposed to be, NASCARs have not been like stock cars for
it was
years.
Yeah, it started as stock car racing after like Moonshine Runners, because like the average Joe should have been able to build a car. Now all of the cars are basically the same make and model, or within like 3 different makes and models. And they're all stock to each other and not stock to manufactured homemade cars, or not homemade but made for home cars.
Anything else about Days of Thunder though?
No, not really.
Got a little off there with my question.
It was part of the question of Days of Thunder. It was part of understanding the movie that we just watched. Totally makes sense.
But yeah, it really wasn't a bad movie. Wasn't like a movie that like I would never necessarily watch again.
No, like I'm happy we watched it. It's like it's always been a movie that I'm like I always forget that it exists until it comes up. I'm like, oh yeah, I should watch that. That seems like a cool movie. Happy I watched it. Now we can like watch something else. Yeah. Or, like now I'm happy to watch something else for sure.
Speaking of something else, Rich, do you have a pick?
I don't. I
You
don't.
son of a bitch.
I didn't think about being the one to make a pick this week. And then when I did think about it, I wanted Baby Driver, but that's not available anywhere.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
Is it
it's
just rental everywhere?
yeah, or like additional
I mean, Fubo apparently
subscription
has a
for
7-day free trial for a subscription that it's on.
Fubo. Well, it would
Yeah.
be because you need like yeah, the subscription for. I mean, like yeah, if you guys don't mind doing like the Fubo trial, whatever, to do that.
I mean,
That's
it's a
what I
7-day
was.
free trial with no cost to it. Like, I'm cool with doing that.
Yeah, because that was like the only movie that I thought of. That or Ricky Bobby, but we just watched a John C. Riley movie. Do we want to watch another one? What? Also, John C. Riley's great.
Talladega Nights is one of the only Will Ferrell movies I don't hate.
But also that's not necessarily available anywhere either.
It is also on Fubo.
Yeah.
Or Stars.
I can't really think of any other like car movies unless you have something, Cobb, and I can come up next week.
I don't have anything like especially. There were a few things I was kind of like, batting around, but I haven't like landed on anything yet. I am absolutely fine signing up for a free trial of Fubo to watch Baby Driver though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a free trial, that's whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, I just brought up the thing. Like, it literally says, try for free, cancel anytime, $0 today.
Yeah.
So, I'm good with that.
We could also do Ford vs. Ferrari.
Didn't we watch that?
No.
That is also on Fubo. You're right.
Yeah. Again, it seems like a lot of like car movies just aren't available.
Yeah, they're on
Fubo.
Yeah, they're on Fubo.
But like, if we do this, then we can't. We only have 7 days for Fubo. So if we do one of these, then we can't do Fubo again. I mean, technically, we could just make up a new email address.
Yeah, you don't have to make up a new email address. We all have Gmail. Just put a fucking period somewhere.
You'll have to explain.
So you have a Gmail account. Let's say it's walnut@gmail.com.
Yes.
If I send you an email to w.allnut@gmail.com, it will come to your email.
Strange.
So it's actually I do it sometimes to easily filter out stuff that I don't really want. Like if I have to sign up for something and I just don't want it, I will put like a period somewhere and then literally create a filter in Gmail that just deletes all those messages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like it's a thing that Gmail does. You can just add a period and it's still your email, so it still comes to your mailbox.
Yeah. Okay.
And I have actually done that to get like trials of things like without paying for them again, because like certain things like Fubo, I'm not going to pay $32 for a Fubo subscription. I don't even know what the fuck you do with it. Other than apparently you can watch 152 out of 162 Phillies games this season on it.
There you go.
So there's that for $32 a month. But yeah,
$32 a month. Holy crap!
I mean,
I think it's a
like,
TV
it's
service,
like a YouTube TV type thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the Baby Driver or Ford vs Ferrari, which one?
Let's do Baby Driver. I've been more interested in that movie, and I've wanted to see that movie a lot more and longer. I mean, but it does have Kevin Spacey in it. Fuck it. We'll watch it.
Right, Baby Driver it is in 2 weeks.
I think he's the bad guy anyway, so that's fine. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah. Just like real life.
Yes.
Now, Rich, what the Fallen Order or Blood Rage? Which one's first?
Well, I mean, I don't really have too much to say about either, but let's go with Fallen Order because I just started playing it again. Because like I said, I recently got what's it called? Both Fallen Order and Survivor on a Steam sale, and I was like, you know what? I want to play Survivor. Let's just play through them both. So I'm playing it on a harder difficulty, not the hardest, but like the second level. So I guess the Master, because I think it's just like Knight Master and Grandmaster as the difficulties, and then whatever the easy.
I think easy is like Padawan and Apprentice or something like that.
Probably, I think it's Apprentice. But yeah, so I'm playing through it. I'm only I'm not very far. Only like 4 to 5 hours, but like or not even. I'm on the I'm on the second planet, which is where you learn like Force Push, and I just learned Force Push, and am now like exploring more of the planet and like just exploring in general, not really like pushing the story too much. I got through the story beat of getting Force Push, and now it's like, all right, a lot of the planet opens up now, so let's explore. Because it is my favorite Star Wars game by far. Because it's a Metroidvania type like Soul style game, and it's just super super good. I love it. I love it. It's my favorite.
Even though like I don't love the Soul style part of it, they did do a really good job with that.
Yeah.
And like the story's really good.
Yeah. It's a great story, and I mean, to be honest though, it doesn't entirely make sense, but like I guess so. Like, what I don't understand about the story is this movie takes place what 10, 15 years after Order 66, right?
I think so. Yeah, we're like it's somewhere in between the end of Revenge of the Sith and the beginning of New Hope.
Yeah. And you are playing as Cal, who was a runaway Jedi from Order 66, and then somebody finds him who's also a former Jedi, and you learn of you go to a temple, and in this temple an old Jedi hid a holocron that has the information of like age and whereabouts of young force sensitive people. But that was 15 years ago. Why does it matter?
Why doesn't it matter?
It was 15 years ago. Like now, who knows if they're still there? It's been 15 years.
I mean, yes, that's
like so the whole big thing about this MacGuffin that you're trying to get so that the Empire doesn't get it. It's 15 years old.
But
like,
I think the whole like I always thought of it as like it's not necessarily that they're there, but that they could have then left clues to where they went from there.
They're force sensitive children that probably don't know they're force sensitive is the thing. Like it's not the way it's not like he hid younglings that were training in the force. The way it's explained is it's a map to force sensitive children.
Oh no, then I mean it's been a long time since I played the game, so I might just be misremembering. But I always thought it was more of a like not necessarily that he thought they were going to be there still, but that he thought there would be a trail to something.
I'm actually gonna look it up now and see see if there's anything that says young force sensitive children across the galaxy. So foot back. Yeah, I'm not gonna really have. The ending makes the whole story kind of pointless. Yeah, at the end of the game, he just destroys it. But again, like it's been X amount of years since this thing was. It's not like this thing was hidden 3 days ago. It's been many years. I'll have to look into it more to see if anybody has that conversation or can. I might even post on Reddit about it. Be like, hey, I know I'm late on this, but like I don't understand this aspect of the game and why it's so important. Because that is the one thing I've never understood. Is like, why is this a big deal that this exists if it's been however many years since this was made? Because it shows the location of them then. It doesn't show unless it shows the location of them as they grew up and have moved around. But who knows? Who knows? But yeah, otherwise, like I love the game. It's very fun. Like I said, I'm playing it on a little bit of a harder difficulty, and it's not too difficult. It's not too bad. I'm getting the timing really good, but I think like when I played it originally, I was playing it on my PlayStation, so I had the delay that I learned with. So like, there's no delay now because I'm playing it on PC, so I'm better at it.
That's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just really it's my favorite Star Wars game, and I'm just excited to play it. But yeah, I decided that Dragon Quest Builders was not bringing me joy. Not that it was a bad game, but just in general the gameplay loop was just boring, and just it wasn't that fun of a game in the moment, and I needed something different. I might go back to Dragon Quest Builders, but like, yeah, the gameplay loop is just rough for that game, and it like I just want to build, and there's too much story in the game. I've never said there's too much story in a game ever until Dragon Quest Builders, when all I want to do is fucking build.
Which is actually kind of funny.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's going good so far. I'm excited to get more into it. Like I said, I'm just exploring right now because that's what I do when I play these games. I explore until I can't explore until I get the new ability, and then I go back overpowered, or I get to the next parts of the game overpowered. But yeah,
have you haven't played? I can't think of what the second one's called.
I played Survivor yet? No.
Yeah, that one.
No, I haven't.
Do you have it?
Yes, I bought them both on a Steam sale, like I said.
Right.
Who wasn't paying attention?
No, I was not. Are you? Is the plan to go right into Survivor?
No, the plan currently is because I also have to play through all of the Spyro games. So
That's right.
my plan is to play Fallen Order, then Spyro 1, then Survivor, and Spyro 2. Now I know I probably should have started with Spyro since there's only 2 Jedi games and 3 Spyro games. But I also have to play through The Witcher, which my brother got me for my birthday. So I'm adding The Witcher between the Spyros, between Spyro 2 and 3. So I'm just going to go back and forth between those two and just...
Man, the Witcher 3?
Yes.
That's a very long game.
I know.
They just announced a new expansion, or
yeah,
gave the release date for a new expansion.
I played like 30 hours, and like that wasn't even half the game.
Yeah. Yeah,
like I got to like the second city.
We'll see how long I stick with it. I don't know. It's very... To me, The Witcher is very like Bethesda, and like it's probably going to be a game that I'm probably never going to finish.
Honestly, just do the King quest or the Baron Duke, whatever the fuck he was.
You know that's not going to happen.
No. I don't mean like just do like only do that. I mean like make sure you do that one because that was arguably the best storyline of that game.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very long quest chain. But it was like a very, very good one. Drew, like in 2015, it won like Moment of the Year for John.
I was gonna say, like the Baron definitely is a thing. As soon as you said that, it was something that was like, oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, like it's a good game. It's just one of those games where it's a lot of game. But that's cool. Like keeps you busy at least. Now, how about Blood Rage?
Blood Rage. So Blood Rage is a let's see. I gotta look it up again on Board Game Geek because I can't remember how you label it.
Like what?
I've never even heard of it.
It's pretty cool. I liked it the one time. I remember playing it at Eric's like fucking years ago. At this point.
All right. So it is. Come on. What was that all? It is a fantasy fighting miniatures mythology game. Mechanisms are action points, area, influence. Card play, conflict resolution. Yeah. So it's a miniature card. It's a miniature card game with area, influence, and action point. And basically it has a little bit of like maybe a pseudo engine builder where basically you are playing as a tribe of Vikings during Ragnarok. And you are the island that you're on is representing the realms. Specifically Alfheim, Jotunheim, and Midgar, I believe. Let me see. Right. Mannheim is what they call the northern one. So Jotunheim, Alfheim, and Mannheim, and then in the middle of the world tree. So you get a set number of troops, and then you get a leader. Your leader is free to place, but your troops cost 1 rage point. Everyone starts with the same amount of rage points. Everyone starts with the same amount of hammers, and everyone starts with the same amount of horns. Horns give you more victory points whenever you, I believe it's either defeat an enemy or just win a fight. I think it's defeat, like each unit you defeat, you get victory points for it. I can't fully remember. And the hammers determine how many units you can have on board. So if you only have 4 hammers, you can only have 4 units down. Then the game, once you get all of your pieces, the game is a drafting style card game where you get a set of cards. Player 1 looks at them, takes a card, adds 1 to the stack, gives it to the next player, and you go from there until everyone has 6 cards in their hand. There is a, quote, Ragnarok mechanic where every round, and I don't know how it's determined because I was playing the video version of it, but every round a certain one of the regions on the map gets destroyed in Ragnarok. Starting with the first round as well, there's 2 regions that are already destroyed in the first round. And so then your goal is to try to win. Try to give as many victory points as you can by pillaging encampments and regions to gain more rage, which your rage is your action points. or gain more hammers and horns, so you can have more troops on the board. There are quest cards that you can use. That, like, if you complete the quest, give you different rewards. You can upgrade one of your stats and things like that. If you go into the world tree, if you invade the world tree and try to what's it called, to pillage the world tree, and you succeed, you gain a +1 to all of your stats. However, when you like try to pillage something, the players on either end of that spot can invade, and each location has a set number of units that can be on that spot. Whereas the world tree, it's in the center, it's connected by every spot and is unlimited. So you can send your entire troop there if you need to. Then when combat comes into play, there are specific combat cards that you use to give yourself a plus to your combat or other special abilities. Everyone places a card face down and then flips it. And based on your power of your army with all your different upgrades and things like that, determines like the winner, and it goes from there. If you pillage, if you're the one activating the pillage and you win, you get the reward. Whereas if you are somebody defending and stopping the pillage and you win, you just get the reward for killing the enemies, and you don't get to actually do the pillage. Yeah, it's very cool. It's a very good game. I enjoy it a lot. It has been something that I've wanted to play the virtual version for a while, just because like I like it. But it's very dense with rules initially, like trying to know and understand what everything is and what everything does. That to sit there and learn to play it, like when I'm doing these virtual board game sessions, I have like an hour and a half. So I'm trying to play games that I already know how to play or mostly know how to play, and do like an hour quick video. This one, I had to sit there for about half hour, 45 minutes, watching the learn to play, mostly, if not all the way through, to learn every aspect of the game again. But once I learned it, it all came back to me and I remembered it all. And so I set the AI. I always play with three players, me and 2 AI, if I'm playing against AI. And I always set them to normal, and I set them both as normal. And I did 2 matches on stream last week, and then I actually did 3 matches on stream last week, but I rage quit one of them because there was no way I was going to win, and it was making me mad. It was the 3rd match, and something happened that was just like fucked up. And then when I recorded again, I lost by 10 points. It was the closest to a win I ever had. And I feel like either like the problem with the virtual game is like the UI isn't the greatest and it isn't the most obvious at times. And if you like misclick something and do a move that you didn't mean to do, you can't undo it. So like if I was trying to decide whether I wanted to move units onto a space or not, and I had first like set up to move like 3 units, and then because to move units from one space to another, it costs 1 rage to do the move action from one region, and as many units as you want in that region can move to the next region. So if you have a region that's a set of 5 and you want to move all 5, it only costs 1 rage to move that. But if you have 3 units in one region and 2 units in the other, you can either move the 2 or the 3. You can't move all 5. So like I was considering moving, and I set it up, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do that. And I thought I canceled it out, and I went to go click a card to use. And by clicking that card, it was me accepting that I wanted to move 1 unit instead of moving all of my units. If I would have moved all my units, that would have been fine. But no, I only moved 1, and because I moved 1, that took down the rage that I needed to do other stuff, and so it kind of like screwed me over. So it's like I only had like 2 or 3 rage left. And like one of the cards I wanted to play required 2 rage to play or 1 rage to play. So if I had been able to play that and then move the next turn, but now I needed to move again I needed to move 1 more time the other units, meaning if I would have played the last rage, I wouldn't have been able to do anything else. Because once you run out of rage, you can't do anything, even if it's a free action. You're out of rage, you're done. And so pillaging is free. So as long as you have 1 rage, you can pillage as many places as you want if you have someone there. But if you get 0 rage, you can't play quest cards, which are free. You can't play free upgrade cards. You can't pillage. You can't do anything that's free. you're done once your rage is out. And so it like completely changed. I even like, and I left it in. I screamed. Like I didn't scream, but I covered my mouth and I just like had just like a guttural like, you gotta be fucking kidding me kind of like just like moment. Cause it just, and like obviously if I were playing in real life, like, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I'm moving back. Like my turn wasn't done. I'm moving. I didn't mean to do that. I don't know. Like, but I obviously wouldn't have accidentally moved 3 units, like, because I was looking at a card. I would have been like, I think I'm going to do this. No, I'm going to, and I would have had, yeah. So like the UI isn't the greatest in it. But it's still, it's a very fun game. It's a really cool digital version of the game. Cobb, I actually have a copy of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The fun thing about my thumbnail, if you guys were to go see the thumbnail, the YouTube video I made for this, like when I do these virtual board game thumbnails, like I'll like sit here and I'll get a picture with my digital camera or like my webcam, and like I'll have like my hand out like I'm holding the game box, and then I'll put the like just a cut and paste version of the game box or like just something I copied online over top my hand, as if I'm like holding it. So I do that, and I like get an image of Blood Rage, and I put it over my hand, and then I make the thumbnail and I post it, and then like 20 minutes later, I'm like, I fucking have an unopened copy of the game upstairs. I could have just used that copy of the game. Why
Really
didn't
funny.
I? Yeah, yeah. It was like, and yeah. So I got it. The last time they did the mystery boxes at PAX, one of the things they were doing, they did 2 types of mystery like box game things. One of them was the boxes, and then the other one was like there was a set of 4 games you got to choose from, and then you got one random. And Blood Rage was the one random that I got that year.
Okay.
So yeah, I have it. It's unopened. If you're interested in playing it, I can bring it to a board game night. But like I said, it's pretty rules dense. And like it's very much a learn by playing game. Because it's a lot up front to learn and understand. But like the digital version is a good way to learn it, because like the learn to play is very quick and easy. But yeah, I enjoy it. It's a really fun game. It's a good game. I think generally rated pretty well.
I'm pretty sure it is up in like definitely at least the top 100 on a board game.
It's rated 7.9. I think I did see something about it being like top 100 somewhere on Board Game Geek. Yeah, 2015 Board Game Geek Game of the Year nominee and winner for Quest Awards Best Tactical Combat Game 2015. Yeah, it's won a lot of awards. It's a very good game. It's a very fun game. Like I suggest anyone play it. And just like the miniatures and stuff are really well detailed and really cool looking. And there's so many more aspects of the game that I didn't even get into talking about. Because it's just there's a lot. Like you can summon in monsters. So like, and like elves are monsters or trolls or and things like that. But it costs you rage to like first place the card down, but then they become part of your units, and so it takes up if you have it's really only good if you have a bunch of hammers. You can have a ship down, but that I believe also costs a unit. It costs a hammer. And I'm trying to remember with the ships. Like the ships can cover 2 regions or 2 zones, and you can even upgrade the ship to be like a Kraken or something as well. It's really cool. It's very very unique, very in depth, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
You've been words. Jesus.
I feel ya.
You've been doing a lot of like the digital board games.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's hard to have a board game night, man. It's hard to have a board game night where people want to fucking record.
I mean, that's
Let
true.
me tell you, they're like, no one wants to record anymore. Like, I don't want people to feel like they're forced to be recorded. Like, I don't want people who aren't interested in really playing the game to be recorded. Like, that's why I'm doing that board game day in a couple of weeks. Is like,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, you're coming here to specifically help me make content. Like, I will be forward with you guys. There is going to be like hey, we're here to play the games. Obviously, we're going to have fun, and please have fun. But please also, like, if you have a thing to say it. But remember, like, try not to have a turn go more than like 2 to 3 minutes. Like, try to be on the game, because that's what we're here for. Like, let's have fun, but because like one of the games we're potentially going to play that day is SETI, and it's 45 minutes per player. So like, if I'm hoping to only have 3 people to play that game. I know me and Matt will. I don't know if anybody else is going to play that. If it's just me and him, it's just me and him. I'm hoping to have at least 3 though.
He did say he'll play SETI with you.
Yeah. I know he wants to play SETI. He's really the only person I have met besides my brother who wants to play SETI. Other people have like, oh, it seems interesting, but it's just there seems like too much rules, and I don't want to do rules right now. I'm like, well, then why are we having a game night? If you don't want to do rules, why are we having a game night? Because that's what games are rules.
But it doesn't have to be too many rules.
Every game has too many rules if you think about it.
SETI seems like it has too many though.
No,
actually, I have no idea. I know nothing about it other than it's space, and I think that's boring.
It's going to be the same amount of rules as Lost Ruins of Arnak.
That game did have a lot of rules.
The rule book was thick because there's a lot of components to it.
Yeah, that game had a lot of moving pieces.
That's
not in a bad way.
And that's the thing with CGE is like a lot of their games just have a lot of moving pieces and not necessarily a rule dent. Like they're like, here's how all these work. But and when you think about it, most games come down to, like, we even had this conversation last week. Most games come down to like 5 or 6 rules. It's that just then what each thing can do beyond that, like what each card or what each move does beyond that. But if you have a how to play card or a turn order card, that's the rules, is the turn order. Most games have a turn order of like 3 or 4. Like, you can like minimize and boil games down to like the same, like to a handful of but yeah, it's like it's going to be, especially if we're playing a longer game, it's going to be like, I want us to have fun, so please have fun, be silly, but also like try to get your turns done within 2 to 3 minutes. And if you don't know what to do, and this is going to be like a general just rule, like if you're in a game and you don't know what to do, talk it out, because that'll be more interesting for people watching. Like, I'm thinking I can either do this or that or blah blah blah. I have a couple of options. I'm just trying to figure it out right now. Like, this is again, it's a content day. I'm gonna have fun. I want to have fun playing board games, but I also want to record 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
We're starting with 3, but I'm hoping we can get a 4th. Because of just, that would be really cool to get that 4th. Because I didn't realize, because I want to do SETI and then Innovation, because those two are 2 games, 2 of like the 4 games left that I still have to make content out of, 4 or 5. And then I want to do Anomaly to have some sort of like horror game for October. And then I want to do Godzilla Tokyo Clash, because Godzilla -0 comes out in November, and I want to have content ready to come out for then. I may try to do another board game content day in October, but if I can't put together people, if I have people out over already and I know when I have that one set up, I'm going to try to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, I've been doing a lot of virtual board games because I can't find people to play real board games with, because people are boring and don't want to be recorded and shit for some reason.
Your weird YouTubes.
Look, I'm gonna say, I don't understand why people don't want to be recorded. I don't. Like,
some people just don't like it.
Why?
Because
I mean, I'm not recording you. I'm recording the game. Like the
I think it's like, and don't get me wrong. Like, I get that. Like, I give you a hard time. I don't really care. But like, I think a lot of it is like people don't want like their voices and stuff in a video too, or they don't want to like be caught in the video. Like they want to be anonymous, and like I get that.
I think a lot of it is people don't want to say the wrong thing, and my response to that is then don't say the wrong thing. I mean, yes, like,
that is fair. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
some people just don't want to be recorded, man.
Man, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense.
I get it. Anything else about Blood Rage though?
No, Blood Rage is a really cool board game. You guys should definitely check it out if you have a chance, or just check out the video game version of it, which honestly I think it's a little pricey on online, so I wouldn't actually check that version out unless you can get it on a good sale. Let me actually see how much it is.
Sheesh. Forgot how much the physical copy is.
It's like $65 or something like that, right?
It's like $90 on Amazon right now.
I mean, is it out of print?
Maybe.
It might be out of print. It's $20 online.
That's not terrible.
No, but there's also DLC in addition, or like expansions to the game and DLC to it. But like that you can get for another $10-ish or so dollars. It'd be like $10 for me to get the additional DLC. Yeah, it's weird that if Blood Rage is really $90.
Apparently there's a second edition that's out now. It is $125. Which like kind of checks out. That game, there's a lot of shit in that box.
Yeah.
So yeah, buy the $20 digital version of it.
Yeah, buy the $20. Which I mean, like, to be honest, $20 for a digital board game is a bit much, but still, it's not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, it really isn't a terrible.
No, it's not like some of the other board games I was talking about the other day that were kind of pricey, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't remember what the price is, but I remember it being like, okay, that's actually a little bit much.
Can't remember what game it was that was like the most, probably Terraforming, I think, is what.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Terraforming Mars is $20. No, so it's not that bad, but still a little. Terraforming Mars is. I think it feels like there might have been more work put into like the design of Blood Rage Virtual than Terraforming Mars. But yeah.
Well, shall we move on?
Let's go.
All right. Last thing we have is I got around to Final Fantasy 3. I am most of the way through it. Haven't quite finished it yet. It's weird. Final Fantasy 3, pretty much Final Fantasy 1 again. Just like, I guess originally it was Super Nintendo graphics. So like now, like, unfortunately with the Pixel remasters, like visually there's not really any difference between 1 and 3. They're almost the same game. The biggest thing is though they introduced jobs in 3. So 3 is the first one with like legitimate, you can swap between jobs too.
Right.
Whereas in 1 you have to pick your class at the beginning, and there is one upgrade like 3/4 of the way through that you can do. So like your warrior becomes like a knight, your black mage becomes a black wizard, I think. Stuff like that. In 2, just anyone can do anything. It's just give them a weapon and make them good at that weapon or that spell or what have you. And then 3 is you just have 4 blank characters. They don't even have genders. Any job that they get, their job, they just default to whatever the like default appearance is for them. And they have no like canon names. The closest thing is when they did the 3DS remake of it. They actually gave them like character names and genders and like a little bit more like personality to the characters. But in this original one, like they are legitimately 4 blank slates. And it's really funny when like you change them between classes because they really do look entirely different every time. I can't say I like 3 all that much. It's not bad. But I think like in the scheme of things, like of these first 3, I probably like 2, 1, 3, like in that order. Because 2 was weird with the like level mechanics. But it had characters and a narrative, and like all of that was good. 1 didn't have much like narrative, and like the characters were blank slates, but it was like the start of all that stuff. 3 almost feels like a step back after 2, because it goes back to your magic is like slot based like D&D. You have to buy the spells from different stores. They do add summons in this one. You can become a summoner eventually. It's back to your 4 random warriors of light, and you've got to go find 4 crystals and like cleanse them. Like it's really just rehashing Final Fantasy 1 with a little more content. And yeah, like it hasn't been my favorite. It has some cool stuff. Like it gives you airships immediately. Like the game does not hold you back for like traveling. The second town you go to, you meet Sid, and he's like, "Hey, go get my airship. It's buried in the desert next door." And you just go get it, and then like you fly it around for a little while, and then you destroy that one. And then like a few hours later, they give you another one, and then another one, and then another one. And like each airship gets like a little upgrade. Like the second one you get is technically like a ship, like a sailing ship gets converted, so it can only land in the water. The third one goes really fast. One of them can actually go underwater because eventually you leave the starting area and you find out there's a whole nother world map to go to. But that world map is initially flooded. and like your first task is like you beat the bad villain for that, and it unfloods the world. But then you start like going underwater and weird stuff like that. So it's like it added some interesting like discovery stuff, but I just feel like the gameplay is like a step back. Trying to think what else. Sorry, I'm getting spam call. The job class system is cool. Like it's one of those like you can just swap jobs on the fly. The game tries to force you into a jobs occasionally. Like there are 2 sections where in order to like progress, you have to cast Mini on your entire party. So you actually have to take a spell slot up with Mini. And then when you are Mini, your characters can't do anything. Like if you have physical attackers, they're fucking useless. And the first time you do that, there's actually a boss fight at the end of like the tunnel you're in. So you have to change your class to all casters, or you're not going to get through it. Which means you have to also like grind some money so that you can go buy like enough spells to like outfit everybody. One thing that kind of it kept annoying me with this one is anytime you change jobs, and it's been a long time since I played Tactics, so I don't remember if this was a thing in Tactics too. Anytime you change jobs, all of your like spell points go away. So like if I have a black mage and I change them to a dragoon because the fight is something that's like resistant to all magic, and then I change them back to a black mage for the next fight because I need spellcasters, I can't cast spells with that character until I go to an inn. Because I have not found tents or anything yet, so like I haven't been able to just or ethers for that matter, and I've found like 2 elixirs throughout the whole game, and one of them I had to give away to an old lady. So the game like really makes it hard for you to be able to like change jobs on the fly the way it seems to want you to do. You have to do it very like, oh, I found this dungeon Mini, which means I need spell slots. So I have to change all my characters into spellcasters, go find an inn, sleep, or find an area that will heal, because there's a few like buildings that will just heal you without like the inn sleeping, and then go through the tunnel where I have like all my magic. It's like super frustrating because it's a lot of backtracking to just do stupid shit like that. So yeah, like not really a big fan of 3 so far. Everything else is just pretty standard. You know, again, it's very much just Final Fantasy 1. It's just got more story because Final Fantasy 1 had almost no story. So yeah, Final Fantasy 3, not my favorite.
That sucks. I think I had the 3DS version of 3, and I enjoyed it, but I never, at that time, and I think I've told this story before, at that time I was real into like strategy guides and going through the way the game, the guide says. I don't know why. It's how my brother did it, and so that's how I did it. And my brother lent the strategy guide to his boss. The strategy guide was mine, but he lent it to his boss at Comcast, and we never got it back. And so I never played it. I never played it again. Yeah. But I remember liking it, but I don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead, Drew.
I also played that 3DS version. I forgot that the mana, like, it didn't just have pool of MP, and then it was more like the
that is actually important. From what I've read, and I actually don't know for sure if 3 was this way. When they did like DS remakes and stuff, they got rid of that stuff usually. Like they made it, they streamlined those games in a lot of cases to make them a little more like modern.
Been looking at the wiki, and no,
so they did keep it.
Yeah, they did keep it. They like tweaked it a little bit from like the original version, but not. I forget, one of them they straight up, or Final Fantasy 1, the remake, they completely got rid of and did just MP. They give you a lot. Well, actually, I was gonna say they give you a lot more like spell slots for the higher level things, but actually looking at some of them, they don't. Like I'm looking at the Evoker right now. You have 99 level 1 spell slots or whatever MP for level 1 at level 99, but you only have 13 for level 8, where in the original you had 17.
Oh.
And actually it looks like the Pixel Remaster is like, okay, so yeah, in the 3D version, they gave you more of every spell level except 8. And then in the Pixel Remaster, they give you that increased levels for everything, and then give you the original level 8 amount. because apparently they nerfed the level 8 spells in the 3D remake
Yeah,
slightly.
I mean, that's so. From what I've heard, like the 3D remakes are also like harder than the originals.
I mean, that might be part of why it's like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
I have less uses of the big spells.
Yeah, like apparently they actually just made the game harder. But yeah, like just not super into 3. I'm gonna finish it because like at this point, like why not? I am looking forward to trying 5 because from what I hear, like 5 basically it took like the good like character narrative driven stuff that like 2 and 4 and 6 all did, and then like took the job stuff, which like is actually like a really cool concept, and actually made it even more robust than 3.
Mhm.
So I'm interested to kind of see more of that. So 5 is actually where I'll go next because I just did 4. Like I'm not going to do 4 again.
Yeah, if I remember correct, I think from the little bit I looked at 5, it has like the Final Fantasy Tactics type job system where like you have a main job, but then you can have a sub job or a different job's ability in a secondary slot, so you can get some of their stuff basically. But I'm not 100%.
Yeah, I mean that sounds similar. Like I think that sounds accurate, but like that's just from what I've read. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be a show though.
Yeah, it's almost 8:00.
And I am ready for bed.
I hear you.
If you would like to find some more of our content, though, you're going to go over to www.one-quest.com. You can also help us out by supporting us at patreon.com/onequest. If you can't support us at $8, though, you can go to your favorite podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, rate us, review us, subscribe to us. All of it helps. You can also find us on social media, facebook.com/onequestonline or at one_quest on Instagram and Twitter. And our Blue Sky is at one-quest.com. You can also send us an email to social@one-quest.com. And our YouTube channel is youtube.com/onequestvideo. Rich, what is your streaming looking like?
Check me out, twitch.tv/b_walnuts, where I'm video game streaming Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Jedi Fallen Order or Spyro, or I don't know, I'm just playing whatever I feel like playing on Wednesdays, or just whatever I'm getting into. Come join me, I'm playing all that stuff. The only thing I really have to plug is, like I said, Cookie Day is coming up in December. If you want to help me with Cookie Day and help raise funds to make to offset the cost of a little bit of Cookie Day, like shipping and such, I'm doing a big old sub push. If you want to help me with that sub push, I'd super duper appreciate it. September starts in a few days. It's in September. Like, go figure. Where subs are half off for you, and I get the full payout. So come do that. If you really want to help, the best month to help is September. So come help in September. That would be like the best time for you to help. Really would.
Nice. I always forget they do that whole thing, like the
Only
like cheaper subscriptions, but you get like the full deal.
Only in September.
Yeah.
And then there are ways that I can make subs cheaper in general. Like I can put a discount on subs for like a few days if I wanted to, or for like a week. However, that like gets taken out of my, like I get affected by that payout. But like I mean, if a bunch of people are subbing more than normal, I'd still get paid out, just not as much as if I didn't have that. So yeah, there's things I can do to try to raise this, and I'll probably do like some of those over the next few months as well.
Nice. Well, with that, we'll be back next week with something else to talk about. Thanks for listening. Bye.
See you.
Bye.